everybody. Welcome to Randonautica Live. We are doing something different today that is going to be so fun. We are going to take you guys on a journey in real time. I can't explain how excited we are about this. Randonautica is working a ton to get this to go. So we're so glad that you're joining us today. I'm David. I'll be hosting from Orlando, Florida. And we are going to have a group that is randonauting in Omaha, Nebraska. So we're going to be with them the whole way. We will see everything that happens, and it is going to be awesome. I'm excited to see what they find. I don't know what their intention is yet. We're going to find all that out together. The people we have joining us today are some people from Randonautica. That's Auburn, the app's co-founder, and Lauren, as well as another YouTube group from Omaha, Room 2. Let me show you the guys from Room 2 if you're not familiar. This is Cameron, Thomas, and Carsen are joining us today. You should go check out their channel. There's a link in the description. Yeah, we're really excited. So we got 5 people, 1 car, 1 intention, 3 trips. If you have any comments, send them through. I'm trying to watch along and answer questions as they come in. Just kind of relay anything back and forth. I'm kind of the conduit between them and their journey and you guys as viewers. So just please follow along with us. Enjoy. We're really, really excited. So with that being said, let's go ahead and bring in our group. Here they come in the car already, ready to go. And there's Auburn and Lauren and Cameron, Carsen, and Thomas. How you doing, guys?
Doing good.
Doing great. Excited.
Awesome, awesome. So everyone fit in there all right?
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's got a seatbelt. So you guys are in Omaha, Nebraska. What do you want to do today on this Randonaut trip?
Well, we were talking about doing something that is time related. So we're gonna do vintage.
Vintage, okay.
Yeah, and we're gonna see if we can take a blast back in time and space and find things that are really vintage on this journey.
Okay, artifacts, signs, and you're looking for everything, right?
Yep.
What would be the coolest vintage find?
Well, I feel like an old car. I'm feeling something like that. Maybe a shut down building.
I would say an old mom and pop store, maybe.
Mom and pop store? Yeah.
I would like to find a very, very old man wearing 70s clothing, like bell-bottom pants and some like rose-colored heart glasses or something. That would be a really hard find, but
Just
I don't
find,
know.
like,
I'm just putting it out there.
Find an actual vintage person.
Maybe like an artifact, like a floppy disk. That would be vintage. Or like these dudes found a VHS tape. Yeah, that'd be vintage.
We got Sharon saying, Roses, saying, Auburn, come to Minnesota. You're so close. Dana Reed says she loves the intention. Thanks everyone for chiming in here. We're excited. We have just about 100 viewers right now, and this is our first time trying this. So stick with us, please. That goes for you guys in the car, but also for our viewers. We have a lot of technical things happening here that are very fun to try to execute, but there's going to be problems because it's live. We know that's going to happen. So just stick with us. Come see if we can find something vintage, right, guys? All right. So do you guys want to generate your point now?
Yeah, we'll generate the point. So
Lost treasure should be fun, it says.
we're gonna try to get we want to show everything on live because a lot of people randonaut and take their videos, and then there's a lot of editing that goes in the process. But like this is you guys showing us in the moment, generating quantum entropy to get a random location and go on a weird journey with the universe, right? And we're all in this together. So this is it. We're gonna hit our first point.
All right.
And we're doing vintage. Okay. And we want to be accessible, right? And please excuse, this is my phone. This is my my baby that like I won't get rid of, but it's like 1 billion years old. It's vintage in a way. It's vintage.
Oh my gosh,
It's a vintage phone already.
Okay, so here we go. It's a 4.7, I think was the power. And it's just an 8-minute drive. So our first
Awesome.
one's closer, and then we're gonna pin 3 points together to try to go further out. So
Okay. Sounds good. So a 4.7 power, is it an tractor?
it wasn't a tractor, I think. Yes.
All right. TCW, aka Abby Normal, says the Omaha boys look like a 70s rock band.
Oh yeah!
Oh,
You
that's
guys
what we go for.
are embodying vintage.
But who would be the front man?
Oh.
I don't know.
Probably
We have to hear your pipes.
I'm rocking.
Going left, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So as you guys can see here, we got a couple different cameras. We're going to be kind of jockeying in and out of them as we go. We have 5 total that we're running, but not all of them connect all the time. It's just kind of part of the stream itself. So I would try to show the most relevant things as they are going on. DeQuinto says, Auburn, you're not driving.
I know, I'm safe. I'm safe. I feel so safe.
You won't have any sand either, probably.
Not around
Um,
cornfields.
so the room 2 boys are from like 45 minutes away from here. So really, like, Lauren and I are familiar with this area because we work in this area. But this is really random for them because are you guys very familiar with this area?
My
Like,
grandma lives like
okay,
blocks
well,
away.
you don't count that.
I-
Uh-oh.
Okay. So the more
All right, we got
random you
that.
are in like the area that you're in will make the experience weirder, we hope.
New territory.
There's a couple comments, Auburn, saying this is
That's
so
on
cool.
Centennial. Okay, so
There's a couple comments saying this is so cool
You do that too?
because you're showing how to randonaut.
our first left is on Centennial.
Okay,
This
and that means 100 years. My grandma was a Centennial.
Interesting.
Our first left is on Centennial.
No way, 100-year. Wow.
Yeah.
So if you guys didn't hear that at home, Intention is vintage. Their first turn they have to make is on Centennial. Centennial,
Points right.
100 years. That's pretty crazy already. I can't wait to see where this point takes them. How many minutes left, guys?
3 minutes left.
3 minutes from the point. All right. So we're going to see where their first point takes them here shortly. And looks like they're by a strip mall right now, from what I can tell. If their mics drop, I'll probably talk more to all the viewers. Sorry, but hopefully we'll stick with them.
Something didn't go wrong.
This is
This is the long,
right?
this is the longest side of the state.
Turn left on East Centennial Road.
Yes.
Let's
So
go.
they're making their turn now.
Okay, we're officially turning on Centennial Road.
All right. Rachel Reed says, "Love those shades, lady." To Auburn, I guess.
Continue on East
She loves your shades.
Swipe up for the affiliate.
Could be Carsen. He's got some
Oh yeah,
shades.
but she did say lady.
Okay, then it's we're 1 minute away. It's a right on North Beetle.
Beetle. We were just talking about the Beatles.
We were talking
Oh,
about
we
Beatles.
literally were just talking about the Beatles.
And
we're-
the Beatles are considered
Wow.
vintage, kinda, aren't they?
The Beatles are vintage.
They are so vintage.
and they're a band of boys that are.
And we're a band of boys.
And they were, yep, there you go.
A boy band coming along, very vintage.
Right on Beetle.
So
Being left, right?
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah, you're Beetle. I can't
Ah.
read.
hey girls, or Omaha peeps. TCW is asking, have you been to the Lowe's Hills in Omaha and Council Bluffs? Or
What'd you
Loez?
say? The what?
To where?
The Loess Hills.
Lowe's Hills and
Loess.
no. This is
Hills?
no
Yes, I
next
have.
one.
LOESS.
No, I don't know anything about that. I'm interested though.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. And TCW, I'm actually in Orlando. I've been to Omaha many times, but I have not been there.
Take the next right onto North Beetle Street.
It's this one.
Destination will be on the left.
Hickory,
Okay, we're
in Hickory Hill. Do a slow drive by. Is that one running? Okay, this is what we're entering.
Destination is on the left.
Nope.
Hickory Hill.
Hickory Hill.
That's kind of a vintage sign.
Okay. Here we are.
Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna do walk the rest of the way.
All right.
They said it's the Sand Hills.
Oh, the Sand Hills. Oh,
Lust
perfect.
Hills.
Drive
Lust
in there.
Hills.
Okay, so I can show you what we've got going here.
All right.
What is that?
Okay, who has the? Do you have a camera up to show where we are? Do you have the cam 4?
I have 4 and 5 up. So 4's gone. I have 5 up still, which is coming out of the side window.
Okay, let's try to get you cam 4 back up. Is cam 2 up right now?
2 and 3 are up. We can see and hear you. We just can't see a lot of other
I'm
stuff
backstage.
right
Cam 1, David.
now. All right, coming in. There we go. I'm going to drop myself out here for a second. You'll be able to hear me, but not see me. Let's see.
I think if anyone talks to us, we should just be like, we're TikTokers. I feel like everyone will get that, like,
It's like, it's okay. It's a school project.
instead of trying to explain. Yeah.
Didn't you? Because I watched the video where you guys.
Speak up.
I watched the video where you guys went with. What's the other guy's name?
Josh?
Josh.
Yeah.
And you went to someone's house.
Yeah.
And didn't you know what Randonautica was?
Yeah,
Mhm.
he knew who Josh was. He was like,
Yeah.
dude, I've seen you before.
That's cool.
And it was crazy. It was like the exact house that our point took us to.
Yeah, if you're watching and you heard that story just now, that video is available on our channel. It's called like a Randonautica surprise. I was there helping film it. It was crazy. Bonkers. Go look at it.
Okay, we're just taking a second to figure out our selfie, our sticks.
All right. So they're gearing up. They're gearing up, and we're going to get out of the car, take some cams with us, go see where the actual point is. Again, vintage is the intention. And on the way there, they passed Centennial. That was their first turn, was on Centennial Road, I guess. And then they passed a very vintage-looking Hickory Hill sign. So we will see what they find beyond that, but that's already pretty cool.
And let's keep in mind that we're on Beetle.
On Beetle, that's right. And you guys were
Beetle
discussing
started.
Beetle before the stream started. So that's also kind of a synchronicity hit for us.
Okay. And next time we need to remember to ask not to have private property. We'll set that. We'll set that date.
Oh.
Okay. Actually, the car running. Yeah, the air doesn't. We're figuring this all out. Thank you, everyone, for your patience.
Hey, DeQuinto says, if anyone asks you, just tell them you're making history, which is an awesome, awesome
yeah,
statement.
that's
Yeah.
right. Okay. It's me too.
What's up? Kind of cool. I'll lead the pack. Just kidding. I'll walk behind the pack like I was instructed. I'm just saying.
Oh no, you're not back.
Everyone has their roles here. They
Okay.
kind of pre-coordinated who should be doing what so that we can get the most shots and coverage as we're out there. So again, stick with us. This is our first time trying it, but we do have a plan and we're trying to stick with it.
Okay, so I have
You have arrived.
Cam 2 has. I'm just showing the phone.
You're making history. That's pretty vintage.
Making history.
Very true.
Okay, I'm backstage.
Danny, I absolutely agree with you. Auburn talks her way out of almost all things. So true. So we'll see if she actually encounters someone that she has to do that for.
Is that what that says?
Car up.
Okay, so who's doing close-ups?
I am.
Okay, has anyone seen anything yet? Okay, hive mind. We talk about stars. The beetles are stars.
I'm gonna add one more camera in here.
No stars. Not yet.
Not yet.
Maybe it's telling us we haven't found our point yet.
What's on
Did you see the not yet?
Not yet. Oh, that's good. Yeah.
That boat looks pretty vintage.
Vintage, not yet. So how
Is
close
this
are we
out
to
the
the
point?
point?
Yeah, is this our exact point? Auburn's like right behind here.
Right behind the truck?
I see a.
I think the house.
Something in the backyard there. That.
Okay.
Ooh,
What is that?
old boat.
Boat?
Old boat.
Old boat
There we
there.
go.
Let's go for it.
Oh man. I hope Auburn gets to talk their way out of this.
Definitely vintage.
That's a vintage boat for sure. That looks like it's like from the 80s maybe, early 90s. So we got a vintage boat, intention vintage. This is our first point. If you're just tuning in, we have five randonauters out, and they have found a vintage boat at their point, which is amazing.
So I think we found an old boat and also license plates that very clearly say not yet.
Not yet. I love that for vintage.
That's a sign.
Okay.
That's totally a sign.
So we can probably generate another point since we're on private property and we don't want to be jerk faces. Yep. We gotta be good randonauts.
All right.
Yeah.
I got a couple comments here. I'm gonna talk to the peeps here that are watching. TCW asked, "What's my scariest rando experience?" Believe it or not, I ended up in a pasture full of cows, and they all like stared at me, really weird. And the person I was with, I was freaked out by the cows, which is bizarre. But I just I didn't want the cows to charge me. It looked like they were going to charge. It was a very strange
Pretty good. Yeah. This
random
one's running
trip.
pretty smooth.
All right, so they're back in the car. They're going to generate another point. We're going to do point 2. We're still doing vintage, and we're going to see what we get here. We're going to generating a second point.
Ooh, this one.
Of course, we picked the hottest day. For real, it's so hot right now. Like my makeup is melting off.
Rachel is asking what my shirt says. Picture perfect. Rod Rabbit TV. It's a movie,
That's all.
short film we made.
I'm trying. Sorry, one tech thing here.
Ashley, congratulations on being a pro randonaut. Thank you for supporting the app.
Okay, where's audio?
Lots of good features if you haven't checked it out in the pro randonaut subscription.
What?
Everyone asking for intense.
Not white tea?
Next time we do this, maybe we'll open it up to intense before we start. This time
Shut
we
up.
just
Really?
picked
What
one.
does it mean?
So
People say white tea be white.
we'll take that under consideration for next time. I'm gonna mute them for a second. Maybe
Why would you
I don't
want
want to miss their intention, or I mean not their intention, their
Are you
point.
sure it's not? It's not yet. 'Cause I feel like it's
We don't know.
My
It could be not Yeti for all we know.
husband's also for randonaut. Awesome. David, this is fake. David, this is fake. Yeah, very fake. Yeah, there's 5 people out there in real time randonauting. So, and we're showing the coordinates.
So you guys are on the
Super
main
fake.
now.
That's the whole point of doing it
And
this
then-
way.
Oh, let's do another one. Sorry.
A vintage boat. Yeah, the boat was sweet.
I can't hear it very
I can't either. Is it
Did it
this?
turn it back?
I think it might have when you put it in.
All right, I'm gonna mute them
it's
for a
like
second
that.
because they're just talking about me. Can we ban iDavid? Yeah, probably. He retracted everything. Someone's. I don't know. David, iDavid, please be kind. Yeah. I thought it was like he was addressing me because iDavid also. So. All right, so let's bring the mic back, see if they're close to getting that second point going. There we go. All right. Hey. Yes, I can hear you.
We should be.
I can hear you well.
You can hear us okay?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
We can hear you now. We lost you for a second. Okay.
Such a crappy intention. Do something different,
So
like
now-
crime scene or missing person or scary rituals. All I'm saying is you can do so much better.
You
Jen,
guys want to see something
we-
cool?
we like randonauting for things that aren't always dark. I mean, this is like something that like the whole world can do. You can go out and find things using your intention. It doesn't have to be dark.
on there anymore.
If that's like what you're into,
Oh,
that's fine. It's not what we're doing today, but
gonna
there's
bet.
definitely a lot of content for that.
Pop it off and on.
Oh, you don't need it. Turn it on.
While we're figuring something out, I'm going to show you something cool that I have
Okay.
that no one else has yet. Okay,
What's
but
that? Uh-oh, she's gonna show something, and then we lost audio. But that's okay. We'll get it back. Here we go. What are you gonna show us?
I'm going to show you the Discover feed. The Discover. That's not out yet.
Oh man. Okay, everyone, get ready for this. If you are a Randonautica user, this thing is cool. It's game changer. Coming out very soon.
Go Camp 5. Go Camp 5. Go Camp 5. Go Camp 5.
We're going Camp 5. We're going Camp 5.
Camp 5. Camp 5. Okay.
All right, there it is. Okay, so you go into the sidebar, which it'll be different when this releases, but I have the APK for it. And then you open up the Discover. My phone's 1 billion years old, so bear with me. But then you can see people's stories. And you can you can also add your own stories, and like you can set your intention, and it will show you like where it actually happened. So like people can't fake it. You can see like this was a dinosaur attractor anomaly, and then if you click,
I love the
because
tags.
my phone's so piece of junk. It's awesome though. So yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. It's almost like it's a way to share your discoveries right in the app, connect with other users, kind of see things that maybe you've experienced, that other people have experienced or found. Super cool. And that's coming really soon. Auburn has a hacked creator version that she's showing off. So keep an eye out for Discover feature coming very soon.
Yep. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and generate another point.
Vintage.
Oh,
Vintage.
Camp 5.
Oh,
Camp
Stay
5.
in Camp 5.
Camp 5.
Alright.
All right, we can see it well.
So we're gonna do. Let's go like this way, maybe? I don't know. And then
Again, our intention for anyone joining us is vintage. This is going to be our second
I
point.
don't think we need to go closer.
Mhm.
Yeah, the
We
more
can drive
forward we
more.
go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. Vintage again.
Vintage. Vintage.
And then the universe.
Power 7.63.
For anyone watching at home, anything above a 5 or below a -5, depending on which way it goes on the scale, is usually pretty good. So 7 is incredible.
Okay, I'm just gonna bookmark this in case we lose it. Okay, and then start journey. So it's an attractor.
A tractor, all right.
Yours are my favorite.
It is. Wait, 35 minutes away. That's walking. We're not gonna walk for 35 minutes. 6 minutes. Okay.
We have a question from Tammy that's a good one for
Next stop,
Discover.
Beetle Street toward East Centennial Road.
Can they do videos on Discover or just photos?
Right now, it's just photos,
Okay.
but we'll eventually be able to do videos.
Okay.
And
So there you go, Tammy Marie. Oh,
You
go ahead.
can synchronize with other people. We have like a sync button. So like say you go on a trip one day for vintage and you find something that's like a vintage couch in the middle of the street. And then later someone else finds a similar couch or like something that's really meaningful. You can sync with their trips and connect them together.
East Centennial Road.
Interesting. So if someone was finding like chairs in the woods, they might sync with someone else that found a chair in the woods. And then eventually there'd be a big sync group, kind of like a synchronicity group of like people that have found stuff like that.
1,000
Yeah.
feet, turn right
Amazing.
on Washington Street.
Okay, so we just have a 5-minute drive. We're on Washington,
Back on Centennial, Avery, and on Washington.
from Centennial to Washington.
Washington, pretty vintage.
I like
The first president. As vintage of a president as you can get.
As vintage of a president as I can get, that's for sure.
Yeah, wood.
We're just 5 minutes away here.
So this
Amy Bissonette said, "Everyone is so beautiful. Where did they find you? Dang." So you guys must be doing something right in there.
see what it says. Might be too close.
So I can get back in and... Okay, and then our next street that we're turning on is Harrison.
Harrison, another president, William Henry Harrison. Interesting.
Wait, is Kerry also a president?
No.
Oh,
He ran for president, John Kerry.
no, Kerry's here our way.
He was a vintage loser.
Can you let in Cam 1, please, sir?
Yes,
We need it.
Cam 1
We're doing
coming
door
in.
chasing on it. Okay,
All right, there's Cam 1.
we're gonna go just like this. Should I just hold it out the front so you can see?
I think it works on that, like the stick.
it was working.
Yeah. But make sure it's
All right, so right on Harrison. There we go.
So, if you're just joining us, let me recap here real quick. Vintage is the intention. They're going to try to do 3 points. The first point, the first street they turned down was Centennial. Then they went down Beetle Street. They had just been talking about the Beatles pre-stream. That's also a very vintage band. We were kind of joking that we have a boy band in the back. Then they reached a house that had their point. The license plate on the truck in the driveway right before their point said "not yet," which is great for vintage. And then the boat that was right near the point was definitely vintage. I'd say 80s, early 90s, like I was guessing.
That's the Thrift World.
Where?
Oh. Oh, someone just pointed out, thank you, Heather Holt, Harrison was a Beatle, George Harrison.
Oh!
Good. You like that reaction, Heather? Nice. Good point.
I was listening to the Beatles XM station this morning, and there was a song by George Harrison playing that I'd never heard before, and I'm a big Beatles fan. And I remember thinking like it was important. Really liked it.
Thanks to Gare. I think he did a super chat, so thank you very much for that.
Oh, thanks. We got a super chat.
That'll help pay the phone bills from this. Thanks for reading my comment. Oh, appreciate the feedback. Yeah, no worries, Jen.
Oh God, sorry. That's a
No
super
worries.
vintage
I was just trying to explain.
I apologize to your phone. I was like, I'm so sorry, phone.
What's a super chat mean?
Super chat is where I don't know what is it.
I think it's really cool chat stickers, right? And
Oh.
you purchase them to support the channel.
Yeah, it's like a chicken or something with like his big thumbs up from Gare. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Gare Christensen.
So super chat, everybody.
Yeah, super chat. That's
That
cool.
super chat.
Okay, I have to point out that everything that I'm seeing is like lots of old cars, which aren't very normal for this area. I just saw a thing called Senior Citizen Drive van thing. Like, I'm picking up on lots of old stuff all of a sudden.
Some Mimi's coin.
Lots of old stuff. Okay. What area of town are you in? For people that know Omaha.
This is like this La Vista Ralston area.
Okay.
Ralston,
Right.
which is the area I grew
Funeral
up
home. Funeral home, right?
in. Funeral home.
Oh, that's pretty vintage, yeah.
Gare, who had super chatted us, is from Norway, so we have quite an audience here.
Someone watching from Norway.
Thank you again. That's who super chatted us. That was Gare. Yeah. Also, Wild at Heart from England. Thank you.
80th. This is 78th.
Oh, well.
How many-
Is it right?
South 78th Street.
How many minutes do we have on the trip?
1 minute remaining.
Oh, 1 minute. Oh boy,
We missed the turn, but
we are close. We are close.
And the line.
take it right.
1 minute from the point.
Keep your eyes peeled, guys. Who knows what we're gonna
600
find?
feet, turn right on 78th Street.
Okay.
Heather said we just passed a vintage trailer. I didn't catch it. I was looking at comments,
80th.
but thank you for pointing that out.
Go to 80th and take a left. So just right up here.
Mhm.
Take a left.
Turn left onto South 80th Street. Then your destination will be on the right.
Campground is frozen for the most part.
Emmeline,
Yeah.
does anyone have a
That one's
grandma
having
named
trouble.
Emmeline or anything? Does anyone know anybody very, very old named Emmeline? No? Okay.
Your destination is on the right.
Okay.
Hey, Renee Ryan. Thanks for all the love.
Okay.
It's this.
Bali.
Is this it?
Heather from Bali.
Oh,
What is it?
What?
Oh, hold
Okay,
on.
that's
There we go.
Very vintage.
Okay, so we've just pulled up
Uh-huh.
and we're in like a pretty like normal neighborhood. It's an older neighborhood,
That is a vintage house, yes.
but the only house
That
that
looks like this.
looks like this is this house. All the other
Is-
houses are like well kept, and this is pretty weird. So
Is that the point?
this is the point.
Right on the point.
Yeah, Cam 4 has
Cam 4, yeah, the yellow house. Wow.
and it doesn't even like what is that, like plywood? It doesn't even look like it has siding.
It's like painted yellow.
There's like a letter on the
I was
outside
gonna say
of
because
the
it's kind of
mailbox.
aging over, so the paint's like chipped.
So we are at the
You see
second
that?
point right now. It's the yellow house. If you're just joining us, their second point. They're looking for vintage, and that house is definitely vintage, if you're asking me.
that's not long.
Okay,
It's like
we're
that
not-
mustard 1970s yellow.
1960s.
I
We
need to
did
mute
talk about
somebody. Hold on a second.
1970s.
Can we mute Cam 5, please?
It's coming up.
Okay, thanks. No worries. Just didn't want
Okay.
to kill the viewers' ears.
We're gonna get out because it's like
Woodhouse Fair, the intent is vintage. There we go. Intention vintage is our second point. We found a vintage boat at the first point, amongst other things. All right, so here's Cameron up close and personal. There we go. I'm gonna mute him. All right.
Oh.
So if you are just joining us, intention is
Oh
vintage.
no, I can't.
And they are in Omaha, Nebraska. I'm following along from Orlando,
Can
Florida.
someone get that Lauren is like not parked? I think it's so funny.
She's just in the middle of the street.
She's just in the middle of the street. I need to show you where she's parked.
Oh, wow!
Oh, you're on the
Wow!
What is happening?
Hold on. We got a lot of mics going.
Can I see you?
Driver over here.
Hold on.
I'm trying to see my camera's at.
oh, it is.
Yeah, you could.
Okay.
Hey, I really wonder what that letter says on the outside of the mailbox.
Okay. Sorry about that, guys.
Where we're gonna leave my
Every time we transition, there's a little bit of a.
I'll move it. No, you hold it.
I got it. You go. I'll move it. This is like not appropriate spot for it. Sorry.
You parked so far away from the curb. All right. So they're checking out the house that is the point. You can see Carsen up there in the front in the shorts. Cameron in the red shirt. Lauren in the white shirt. And looks like Carsen's taking a peek or knocking on the door. I'm not sure. Maybe checking them.
Don't take their mail.
Yeah, don't take their mail.
That's not long they've been here.
True.
So all the windows are like blankets over
That is a vintage house. Is the house wood or is it something else?
It's wood painted
It's
yellow.
it's literally
Huh.
painted yellow.
Man, that is a look at that. Thank you
Same
for that
exact
shot.
color on the concrete blocks,
Cause it's just like wood,
Uh-huh.
brick.
and it's such a vintage color.
I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better, honestly. It's bizarre.
Yo, guys, the backyard gate is open. Just saying.
It is open.
Did you guys knock on the door?
Vintage, Nebraska Cornhusker on that shed.
Whoa.
That is.
That is really cool.
Maybe it's abandoned, says Tammy.
Do we think anyone lives here? What's the decision?
There's mail just been sitting there.
Auburn, would you consider a sponsor like Omaha Steaks? Yes, I love Omaha Steaks. I think
You see one
I
of
think
David's?
that would be that'd be a very appropriate sponsor, giving Auburn's residents.
Oh, I don't know. There's like a bike back here, but that bike looks like
Tree is vintage. Looks like all the fake trees have out during Christmas time. The one with the straight top. They said there's a.
out of that shed. That's pretty old. There's a very, very old shed back there. But we're trying to figure out if this house is abandoned or not before we. Those look super.
Can you knock on the door?
Those are so good. Look at how vintage these are. Those are super old. Those are like. Oh, cool.
Wow, those are really vintage.
No date. No
What?
date, no.
What in the world are those? Is it like a monkey and a dog? I'm not sure if they can hear me, but that was very vintage.
And then did we also? That's a very old Nebraska Cornhusker logo, man. We already
Logo
got
on the
it.
shed. Okay.
Neil?
So there was no like timestamp or anything on that.
No. What I was thinking, the fact that it's like posted up in the mailbox, they're not here. I'm thinking.
Tammy was asking if you could knock on the neighbor's door to ask if they.
I say not.
All right,
We might as well.
All right, so they're at the second point. They're going to knock on the door.
Dude, get a close up.
The old shovel. Old shovel.
Okay, Thomas, you be the one.
Okay, I'll catch it.
Like, hi, I'm a TikToker.
This thing is hot.
Maybe don't take a camera up there in their face.
We're all standing out.
Yeah. Heather says to tell people you're on a scavenger hunt. That's a good idea.
Oh,
Monkey is a coconut. I have one. Is it vintage, De Quinto?
All right. Let's see your improv, Tom.
Gross. So someone does live here.
7010.
I wouldn't open the door.
The stamps, the mail hasn't been sent. I don't. Carsen probably never had to send mail before, so
I
he
don't
doesn't
think
know
so.
it. It hasn't been sent. So like someone in there put the stamp on it and put it out.
Well, then in a way, mail is a vintage form of communication.
True.
Yeah, but everyone has
Wow.
mail. I don't know. I'm not counting that one. Not counting that one.
Okay, no one's here. I would say that this is
I don't hear any rustle.
empty, vacant.
Okay, I think we just.
What do you want to do? Is the point not the house, or is it in the backyard?
It's right behind the house.
Okay.
That really old shed
Where
is.
that really old shed is. Yes.
Hmm.
Like that. So it's just the debate now becomes.
Hey, we're making history here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So,
Anything we could.
The gate was open. Yeah. Should we let the boys? I can't. I feel like I can't do it.
Get the car running.
Get the car. It's already running. You know, it's almost in the middle of the street
Get the
before.
car running.
Okay. Okay.
all right, so they're making their way back there. Be careful, guys.
all right, we're gonna go for it.
I'll explain to them the situation. Please do not trespass other Randonauts.
You're setting a bad example.
Ooh, look at that. Look at that.
Look at that little dog house.
Oh man,
That's kind of creepy.
bizarre. Yeah. So he's going back to the shed. Very vintage.
Old grill.
Take a look at this.
Let me grab that, Karen. That's sick.
Little grill right
Wanna
there.
Get in here.
Old grill.
Good shot.
Yeah, I'm not doing shit.
Oh man, is that a bed spring?
Yeah, it looks like an old bed frame or something.
Huh. And lots of just like crates and shelving that's old. Wow.
Cameron,
I do.
Cam 3 is shooting the shed. And I have Cam 2 has the wide.
That's
Back.
crazy.
it's actually pretty sweet.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Is this insane?
You can get a shot there of the boys peeking
Yeah,
in.
bag. What do you think's in that bag?
I know, right?
Check it out. Check it out. Carsen being brave.
Get in there.
There's so many flies in here. Look at that chair.
Dude, a binder.
A binder.
Coaches.
Look at that.
Is it? It's a like a playbook or what is it?
1990. Yeah,
What is that?
it's like a coach's book.
Wow. Like even the pens look pretty vintage. So 97, 98 is our date. Again, they're looking for vintage things. This is their point. This shed
This is
behind the yellow mustard house. It was
Look at that.
totally
Look at that,
vintage. Vintage stuff in the window.
Carson, what's
Tons of
that
vintage
stuff in the
in
shelf
there.
back there?
I mean, not vintage in the sense that it's in good shape and like, but definitely dated.
Yeah, you see that silver thing on the shelf?
Oh yeah. What do we got there?
Randy,
Ooh.
there is mail in there. They checked it, but it was outgoing mail and it hasn't been sent out. And they knocked on the door, no answer.
There's a crank on the other side.
It's like
Well,
for
what's
grinding?
the front say?
It's a grind.
Oh wait, here we go. Here we go.
Can you guys bring
Let's get rid of this.
into the light?
Yeah.
Or is
Yeah.
this-
This actually gets pretty good light in here too.
Grab that.
David, you're seeing everything right?
Yeah, I can see it great. Hand spreader.
Oh, it's like an old seed spreader.
What does it spread? Other than hands?
Probably spreads
Probably
like
for-
seeds or
Yeah, like for yeah.
For fertilizing or something? Interesting. So it's definitely vintage.
really old chair there. Sweet. That's what you get with a 7.
Yeah.
7 point.
This is a
7
this is
point.
literally an abandoned vintage. There is a vintage couch in here. How has no one said that yet?
Oh, there's a vintage
Wait,
couch.
is it a couch or is it like a?
No,
I thought it was a bed frame. I think it's a bed frame.
we even talked about that on the drive up.
Yes, we did. You guys, that's a couch.
We just lost our audio. Hang with me for a second as they come back. Aubrey looks very excited. We'll have to get that story in a second. Let's see here. Let me see if I can bring in another audio source for a second.
There's a coach's.
Okay.
Like
What was the couch? What was the couch story?
From the 90s.
Oh, we're really missing out here, guys. Sorry about that. You can see what they're finding though, and it's definitely vintage. This is crazy. Behind that mustard house that doesn't seem abandoned, but there's nobody home. Thanks for all the comments, guys. It's fun to be on the street. I'm like having just as much fun, I feel like, as them out there. You're wasting your time out back. Check the knob to the back door. It's inside. No, they're not going to go in the house. That's not happening. Silent movie, Auburn went vintage. Heather, that's hilarious. Silent movie, yep. Very vintage. I'm going to add this one back in. This one might have sound. Here we go. There we go. All right, we got some sound back.
Sorry, we dipped out for a sec.
No worries.
I feel like if you go wide on camera one, we can get some like bigger detail of everything that's in here.
I'm gonna step up.
Okay, there we go.
So there's a vintage chair.
Yep. Vintage chair. Vintage couch. Not a bed spring like I said earlier. Okay, couch. Very vintage.
Wow, this is wild. And that binder was the
This binder was
the
Like all the
coach's
coaching
stuff.
stuff. Yeah.
Dated from 97, 98.
Baseball
Yeah.
coaches. Yeah.
Jason, they're in Nebraska right now. Jason's asking where they're at.
What else?
Lots of cool stuff here. Lots of cool stuff here.
Dude, this is a big backyard. It's a little squirrel.
All right. I'm going to go back to some of the other cams here for a second.
I keep forgetting you guys that this has audio.
Yes.
Everyone's kind of
Okay.
exploring. I think we can call that a success, right?
That was a huge success. So I think we should do one more point.
Yeah. Let's do it. Third point.
Oh, my car's out front still.
Aubrey, you'll have to. Oh, there's the Cornhusker. That is an old Nebraska Cornhusker logo. Wow, very vintage.
Oh, there's the mailman.
Going to get that mail.
Beth, I thought the same thing. I thought it was a box spring as well, not a couch, but they said it was a couch.
Look at how close I'm getting to this spot.
There's so much action happening. Like, we've got Lauren found a squirrel. There's the mailman's actually going to be coming and picking up the mail like any second. So that's interesting. He's on foot. This really old doghouse is happening. Like,
It's trippy.
pretty positive nobody lives here though, which is weird. Why would they have mail? It like looks entirely vacant. There's like nothing, no trash in the trash cans. Like, it's weird.
Huh. Auburn, you'll have to tell us the couch story. We lost your audio when you started talking about the couch.
Oh, when we were in the car initially?
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, just now. Yeah, like I didn't hear any of the background on the couch when you were talking in the shed.
Okay, there's the mailman. So, in the shed, there's a vintage couch in there. And like on our right here, we were talking about like, did I not say at the beginning of this that I wanted to find like a vintage couch or vintage furniture? We definitely talked about that.
There was definitely a light on.
Oh my gosh, there's a light on.
There is a light on?
It might be maybe it's an older person or something that couldn't come to the door, which would be unfortunate.
He grabbed the mail. Yeah. Hi. Please do not trespass. Like, I don't think that anyone lives there, as my gut. So, but don't do that.
Very important.
If it weren't making history, I would not have done that.
All right, everyone's getting back in. Gonna get their camera set up. We're gonna generate a third point for our very first Randonautica Live. Intention is vintage, and we've been to 2 points already. We found a vintage boat and a vintage shed full of vintage stuff. That's crazy. And that one was a Power 7. If you use the app, you know that you don't see those a lot. Crazy. And it was quite a good find. So again, we have the Room 2 YouTube channel. That's the boys in the back, Cameron, Carsen, and Thomas. Thomas is in the white shirt, Cameron's in the red shirt, and Carsen's in the back in the black shirt. And we have Auburn and Lauren from Randonautica in the front seat. They are in Omaha, Nebraska, and quite a trip already. We're about 50 minutes into this, and I'm shocked at how much they found. I'm literally shocked.
Okay, whatever he just said.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Yeah. All right.
Last point of the
There's the
day.
shade. Oh, that does
That's
look.
one.
Yeah, it's not an unusual
Vintage
tree,
energy.
though.
We're gonna do one more.
Everybody think of everyone on the live.
Everyone alive. Focus on vintage.
Is someone shooting this point generation?
Oh, point generation.
No, we were deeply in
Cut to camera 4.
camera 4.
Camera 4.
Camera 4. No, camera 5, maybe. No. 4 is not on that at all.
4 is a no-go.
4 is it. I don't have that camera. There we go. There it is. It's
Okay.
just behind. It was behind, I think. There we go.
All right. Vintage.
Find vintage clothing. I like that. I want to see a vintage clown. It's good. Back on the Centennial, maybe. Hi from Romania. Hi, Razvan. Thanks for joining us. 1903 Harley would be cool vintage. That would be awesome. Paul Knoll says, yeah. What does that look like? I want to see. I'm going to look that up. 1903 Harley. What is it?
It's 3.6 power.
Okay.
It's in a tractor. And I'll tell you how far away it is. Looks pretty close.
Okay.
5 minutes away.
All right. Cool.
Vintage.
5 minutes from our third point. 1903 Harley is what Paul Knoll is asking for. Those are pretty sweet. I do not think they'll find one of those, but that would be awesome if they did. I was curious. I had to look it up. Sorry.
Oh, wait.
Am I going right?
Okay, also, I will point out that all of these names on these streets are old lady names. Gertrude, we're turning on Gertrude right now.
Gertrude Street.
And we are on Emmeline line.
Emmeline.
Josephine.
Or go straight.
Are you getting our audio okay, David?
Yep, a couple breaks here and there, but I can hear for the most part.
Turn left onto Parkview Boulevard.
So you heard what I said about the old ladies' names?
Yes, Gertrude and Emmeline.
And Josephine.
And Josephine.
No offense if you have that name and you're a young person, but
So, what is the highest number one can get for the power? I don't know. That's a good question, Beth. The highest I've ever seen is a 7. 7 something. These are definitely vintage names. Yes, they are. Tim, thanks for saying to share this on all platforms. Appreciate that, man. Any sharing you can do. This is the first time we've done this, so help get the word out. We really wanted to show authentic trips that happen as you see them, that we can communicate back and forth with the Randonauters, and try to show it as it happens so that we can all be part of it and know that there's the editing didn't take anything out of the authenticity or anything like that. So that's what we're working on today, and we're really glad to have everyone in here. We don't have any audio right now, so I'm just going to keep talking. Sorry. If I seen this crew rolling up on my street, I would call the police, Brenda. Yeah, I don't know. 5 people with phones out. It definitely is a little strange. Auburn's a very good talker, so hopefully she can keep them safe. She has a lot of very good, she either tells the truth about what she's doing, or she has a couple good things to go to on why they're randonauting her out. So I think they'll be okay. Awesome live. Thanks, Tim. All right, I'm gonna put this back in. There we go.
Okay,
Audio's back.
Oh, help me out here. Just keep going straight.
Okay. Yeah, once you go straight. You like how when you ask
Oh,
me,
Noel,
like,
yeah, man. Chuck
right
Noel,
now?
right?
Yeah. I don't know why I do that. Because
I said serum.
just go there. Oh, okay. So when you get to serum, you're gonna take a little bit of a right and then a left.
Oh,
Okay. On to 77. We're just talking about the yesterday.
Personal significance.
So I'm going through Harrison?
I guess so. Yeah.
So we got a little bit of a lag on our side camera there. Sorry. Front one looks good.
4
And,
minutes left.
All right, 4 minutes to the point. This is the third point that they're going to.
Any questions in the chat?
Yeah. Any questions?
Yeah. Does anyone want a question while they're waiting? Let's see. I have a question. We don't speak Hungarian. No questions right now. A lot of people talking and enjoying just being here. So,
Oh, cool.
Us too.
Yeah.
Hey.
yeah, me too. It's fun.
David, what did you think? Were you surprised by anything that we found in that abandoned shack? I couldn't hear what you were saying very much.
I mean, it was shocking. It was just chock full of vintage items. And it was a vintage house and a vintage shed.
I
was
think
unbelievable.
somebody.
With the wood panels on the side. I forget what that's called.
When did you ever see that? Yeah,
Yeah,
beaver. Don't they call it a beaver?
DeQuinto wants to know, how old are the guys?
How what?
DeQuinto's asking how old the guys are.
We're all 20.
They don't use it.
Jinx. Their voices just cracked when they said that. It was
No,
horrible.
they don't have a little bit.
Are you
That's
guys?
where you're running. This is literally the neighborhood I grew up in over here.
If
And
you're
we'll
asking
be
again,
there
their
in my old
YouTube channel
elementary
is
school.
Room 2 on YouTube. There's a link in the description. Go check it out. They make short films. They do stuff about their friendship that's really funny. Very creative guys. We met them through a Randonautica video that we featured on another show we do, Watch with Josh Live. They were on one of the very first episodes. They found some really cool stuff. They were looking for, was it Future when you guys went out?
We were
It was
looking.
future and death were the intentions.
Future and Death. and they found an
Don't ever
old
do that.
Metropolis VHS tape that they had to essentially re-rig themselves to get it to work to see what was on it. And of course, it's like the classic film from the 30s. Yeah, it's a crazy. It was a crazy find, great video. So we showed that on Watch with Josh. And then since they were local, we've been just trying to get to do something with them. So they were a natural choice to bring out for our first Randonautica Live.
We're happy to be here. Yeah.
Aww. The dog. Okay, so TCW says the dog that you guys found is Droopy the dog.
Oh,
And
sound like
that's-
the vintage dog. Oh.
Yeah, and the monkey was carved out of coconut, also vintage.
Really?
Oh, that's so cool. We found like a treasure trove of vintage items.
Okay, so this took us to an area that I never go to. It's like the oldest main street in. Can you see the forward? Yeah, you can. See
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Okay, so this is taking us like look at the vintage signage. Like this
is very vintage.
This is basically Main Street for this
Am I
little
going right
town.
here?
Go
What
straight
town?
up to
What
the
town
right.
is this?
Right on Highland. Oh, is this Highland? Or yeah, wait, hang on.
Brad and Nessa are asking
This
where
is
they're at. They're
downtown
in Omaha,
Ralston,
Nebraska.
which
So you guys are in
I
Ralston.
grew up in this area.
And Lauren grew up in this area.
Not in this downtown. This is the downtown of the small city.
Antiques.
Whoa.
We just
Antique store? That's amazing.
Antique store.
Yeah.
Okay, so keep going straight.
So their point took them right through an older street on town, very vintage, and past an antique store.
Yeah, we'll have to stop and look at that.
Mhm.
So basically, we just passed. I'm talking to the wrong mic. We just passed a big sign on this automotive shop that had an old vintage painting of like a throwback. Was there a horse and buggy on
These are
that?
by the library.
Turn right onto Highland Street.
It was an
We're-
old
we're-
landscape.
We're
painting.
gonna have to go back to it and check it out, but it was pretty crazy. Highland Street, 2 blocks. We're like 1 minute away.
No.
Please don't be a house in the backyard. Is this it? One more. Oakwood.
TCW really working to get us a sponsorship,
Turn
huh?
right onto Highland Street.
Amish Buffet in Sarasota. Dear Dutchman.
Okay,
Sarasota-
we're approaching our
Sarasota's
point here.
2
So
hours
everyone
away.
keep your eyes on
Another house.
We're approaching the point.
Okay, so it's gonna be
Destination
straight
will
up
be on
here
the
to
right.
the right. That guy's vintage.
So this is their third point. If you're watching at home, Intentions Vintage.
A little bit further
2
than this
hits
one.
on the first 2,
76
like
feet
major
on the
hits.
right.
We'll see what happens on the third.
Well, I was the. Okay, so a little bit
Pretty
further
area
up
town, looks like.
Highland Street, and then a little further up. Okay, we have another boat, and it's like
Your destination is on the right.
here.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it?
Okay.
There's children.
Well, there are little kids playing. And there's someone looking out.
Sorry, guys. Is that the house, the one with these crazy steps?
Yes. Right?
Really?
Wait. So hang on, I gotta put in walking and see how close we are to.
Is camera 5 the one that's pointing at the point?
Yes. Yes.
Wow. That's
Please on Highland Street.
a bizarre house.
Oh wait, keep going. It's one more up.
It's one more up, okay?
Oh,
Bye. Okay, that was youth.
That was
youth,
youth.
exactly. And then
This one?
this is more the point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it wasn't the
Even
crazy
like a
house.
little
It's kind of like a craftsman almost. It's pretty vintage.
Sorry, we're trying to figure it out. We're not there yet. Okay.
No worries.
It's
No worries.
behind. Why did we get 3 houses? I don't. Whose fault is that? Who's worried about getting houses?
That's true. All 3 places have been houses.
Okay. So it's right between 7529 and 7525. It's like directly in between those 2 things.
It's another backyard.
This time it's occupied.
Do we just try maybe one more with this area that we can get and really try to set
You know what?
intention
Yeah,
that
we'll
we
just
can get
consider
to?
this one a bust,
Yeah.
and we're gonna
Okay.
go.
We don't want to go. There's a lively area. Deaf people definitely live here.
Okay, so we're gonna do a fourth point. We'll call this one. It seems the houses seem vintage, but we'll call it a bust in terms of not getting to really explore it.
If anyone wants to like look around, no, is that wrong? Can you look around Google Maps to see if they find anything? The viewers.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to give the address?
Yeah, the address, and this isn't the exact address, but it's like the street. Well, the address is 7525 Highland Street in Ralston, Nebraska. So if anyone wants to use satellite and see if there's anything weird happening. And it's like in the backyard of either 7525 or 7529.
Okay. 7525, 7529.
It's like,
what was the street again?
it's right there, actually. Well, it's a street. Highland.
Highland in Ralston, Nebraska.
There's something supposed to be there, though. Like maybe a fence of some sort taken down. Like why is that rock there?
Is that? Do you still see the rocks? Yeah.
So I'm gonna mute them for a second.
Maybe we. I'm just gonna go walk over there really fast.
Oh, she's gonna check it out. So we're not generating a fourth
Just
point
because
yet.
it's like really close. This picture's not like traffic.
Just you. You got it.
Does she have a camera?
That's a good point. Though. Someone. Yeah, who's the mic?
3.
I'm going. Let's hit it.
Randy, thanks for the suggestions. Inspiring and transparent for intentions. I see a lot of people putting intentions in. We're only doing vintage today.
Are you on?
They settled on it when they got together. Maybe we can add in next time. Maybe we do 10 minutes where people throw their intentions at the beginning, and we pick one then. I like that idea. See if we can do that next time. But thank you for the intentions, everyone. On YouTube, Stage's videos are part of the videos. Watch all the confession videos coming out.
Look at this.
This is not Stage. This is you're seeing what you're seeing. It's crazy.
Let's go.
Clean up the trash, Carsen.
I love
Oh, a tenant of Randonautica in there, cleaning up trash.
Oh, no. Milk curtain. Okay. Let's go to another point.
All right, so they are going to do a fourth point. Again, the houses are pretty vintage, but nothing really super discovery based on this one.
Everyone doing okay?
I think we're doing great.
You need water?
You need a water, Carsen?
No, I got him back here.
Who else? Anyone else need a water?
I'm good.
Do you have one?
Yeah, I'm sipping on one.
Okay, switching to crack can. Sorry everybody got out. There wasn't a whole lot going on over there. Okay, so generate a new point. I do think we should go back to the automotive shop. I do too. It had like a crazy retro sign thing going.
Click their ticket, am I right?
You're right. Okay, vintage. Not on somebody's property. Properly, not on somebody's property.
There we go.
So super accessible, obviously vintage, so that everyone watching can be like, holy crap, that was actually super vintage. Anything else? No? Okay. Yeah. Easy to access, no trespassing, great visual, great streaming. We're just gonna wish everything into existence right now. The ideal vintage point.
To be or not to be, thank you for putting your vibes into the vintage. Appreciate it.
It's so cool. People are like helping.
And yes, Ren said the exact same thing as you. Ren's bubble said generate a point with access and not on private property right before you said it. So you guys are in the same wavelength.
Sweet. Okay. 3.81, we're going to void. So this will be our first void. Do you want him to get it? I already got it. You got it. Okay. There you go. By the fourth point, I feel like it's kind of like, let's just do it. All right. 4 minutes away.
So we have a frozen cam on the front, but we can see the boys and we can see the car moving. And they're on their way to their fourth point.
4 minutes away. Which way? One moment.
How's camera 4? Camera 4 should be good, right?
Yeah,
What's the status on camera 4?
camera 4's freezing quite a bit.
The next right onto
That's
South
all right.
75th Street.
That's okay. Oh, 75th Street. Yep.
We're gonna really rely on her to.
Hey Cameron, is your
Yeah, I grew up going to that pool.
What's up?
is your camera shaking around more than normal? It's like seeming like it's jostling.
It is.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to hold it steady.
Oh, not that one. Sorry, camera 3. My bad.
I'll fix it. Should be better now.
Try not to give anyone a seizure here.
Auburn, where am I going next?
Randy, keep me in mind if you want to do a Dallas Random. That'd be cool. We did Dallas actually with Josh Langfelder, who is the
We're gonna go past.
first Randonaut and the co-creator of the app, and he lives near there. So we did Dallas, and we found something awesome. I won't spoil it if you haven't seen it yet. It's on our channel. It's called Randonautica Surprise, I think. Go check that out, Randy, if you haven't seen it. But I'm sure we'll be back to the Dallas area at some point.
That's
Yeah, I don't know why.
How long do we have to the 4th point?
3 minutes. We're almost
Okay.
there.
All right.
Okay, so you're gonna go straight on here until
Continue on
84th Street. Take a right.
quarters of a mile.
Okay. I'm pretty.
84th, you said?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is gonna be accessible. It seems like it. If it's off of 80.
Keep waiting. I know they have a mount, but it's shaking.
The vintage
More,
place,
so.
with the automotive thing, is gonna be right to your right if you wanna.
Okay, we might stop.
Depending if I saw this correctly, we might quickly just get a shot of this interesting sign at this automotive shop.
Okay.
Do we have camera 5 up to get that?
No,
Camera
I got it up now. Yep.
All right, camera 5. Can you hop out and get that, please, Mr. Cameron? Cameron 5. Cameron 5. Hopping out of the car now.
Can we mute camera 5, please?
Camera 5 is muted. Oh, he's going out with it. You can leave it unmuted because we're going out. We found a sign from 1923.
How do you know?
It has like very,
Says
very
downtown
old,
Ralston.
like downtown, this area with like super old cars. It's like a
Can you see what you're trying to get?
Is it that
Trying
CPO?
to get.
See with the old cars? Get as close as you can on that.
Sweet.
Go wide on camera 5.
Thanks, Rachel, for concentrating on vintage. Appreciate it.
David, can you go wide on camera 5?
Yes, I can. There we go. There's the vintage. Wow. Old
Just stay there for
Coca-Cola
a second.
sign.
Bring it up.
You look
Yeah.
great.
That is awesome. Very vintage. Does that say 1923? Downtown Ralston, 1923, it says. And Ralston is the small town they're driving through outside of Omaha. As they look for vintage, this caught their eye. So they went back to check it out. Pretty cool. Very cool.
I don't know what that noise is.
Keep away 9. Do you feel results are better with a void over an attractor?
Oh,
I personally like attractors, but
Alright, we're
people
good.
have different results and different feelings, honestly. I think
if you can for a second.
attractors have weirder stuff to me, and voids do seem like maybe it's just subconscious, but they seem emptier to me.
We don't want you.
Just thinking vintage car. Or yeah, that's right, Renz. She was thinking vintage car. They found a vintage sign on a car place with vintage cars on it. So cool. Yeah, it really is. I mean, it wasn't exactly their point. It was on the way to their 3rd point,
You're right.
but super vintage area of town, really, and that sign especially.
Can you hear us okay, David? What is that?
Yes.
What is that noise? I don't know. Someone's door open? Mine. It's mine. Oh, it's you. It's me.
Rachel Reed says, I'm learning some great tips right now. Like pick one intention and stick with it because it's only going to show you a better and better focus on said intention. Thank you. Yeah. What Auburn said earlier, if you didn't catch it, is chaining points together, meaning going from an origin point to your first point and then generating a random point from there, keeping the same intention. We love doing that. It seems to build up kind of what it's doing at that point. So yeah, that is a great tip.
So try to maybe go straight past it.
Everyone dipping out right now. Bye. Thanks for joining us. We're going to go to the fourth point. So if you're still into this, stick around a little bit longer. We'll see what they find at the fourth point. You guys a couple minutes away still?
Oh, we are like almost there, just 1 minute away.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go into the approaching point status here.
So,
We're getting close. We're looking for vintage again. If you're just joining us, this is their fourth point of the day. I'd say 2 major successes, 1 meh. All 3 have been houses. Auburn thinks from the look of the point generated that this won't be a house. What?
did you guys see that? What was that? That is literally, we literally just passed. We're going to turn back. We just passed. I'm pretty sure that's like, is that like,
plow?
Was it a plow? But it's like old, right? Yeah. We just passed like an antique plow.
Whose camera is it on? 4?
We're going to go.
It's gonna be 5. We can get 4 on it.
Oh, it doesn't matter. We can get either.
Look, I'm pulling a Chris Baird. Oh, wow. Wow. Look at that. Anyone
Oh, wow. Hold on. I'm going to solo that. What is that? Oh, my.
I can do it, or whoever.
What
Do you want to use the
mic?
mic?
Is that?
Here, over. Is it on? Mm-hmm. All right. Camera 1's going out to get a close of it.
Okay, I got cam 4 on it, and we'll switch to 1 in a second.
So sweaty. No one
That is bizarro.
It's forward. You have to turn around. You have to turn around. Selfie mode. That's.
So here's Auburn's camera. Wow. That is interesting. It's like a buggy of some sort.
It's like a farm tool, maybe.
It says, Randy says, this is an old ground killer that was pulled by horses. What is a ground killer, Randy? Is it like aerate the ground?
We are very close to our point.
That is crazy. All right. So there's Auburn walking back to the car. It's a mule plow, just like a plow. Okay, tilling the ground plow. Yeah, that is awesome. And like for that to be in a suburban yard is bizarre too. Definitely vintage, Christy Jane says. Yeah, agree. Like it's like almost decoration. Maybe it has personal significance to that owner.
Of course I have. Okay. All right, we're point out if we did that.
I'm sorry, guys. This is bad. So hopefully it pulls together.
What's happening, and we have no audio.
You're good now. You weren't good when you said your last thing.
Okay, the house that we considered a bus, going there actually took us back around. I think we're so that we can. Right here. Oh,
that would.
All right, so we probably should go in on that street, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I should have turned there. My bad.
That was it.
I'll flip her.
I think my sister's fiance lives over here.
I'll turn around. I thought that was a driveway.
Talk about that.
Over 2 minutes away.
Actually, I can probably get to it from here, right? Okay.
So, David, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you great now.
Head north on South 4th toward Q Street, then turn right.
I just wanted to point out that if we did not go to that house that we considered a bus, we would not have came back around because at this point took us past organically took us past the sign that had the vintage cars on it from 1923. So like that house was necessary for us to get looped back around, basically. Take a right.
Turn right onto Q Street, then turn right onto South 83rd Street.
What do you guys think?
What?
What do you think? What do you think we're gonna find on this last point?
Take the next right onto
We
South
saw
83rd
alleyway.
Street,
We saw like a nice little like old alleyway with like box full of box of cars.
So, are we close now?
It's making so yeah, we're just like 1 minute away. We gotta find that alley though.
Okay.
So find right on. Is it this one? No, not that one. Next one. State.
It seems like they're having a bit of trouble finding
I was wearing
where the actual point,
that
how to
felt
get
like
to
a
it.
shirt,
So, stick with us
it really
on
did.
this.
It had like flared.
Amberlynn, thank you. She says, I really love Randonautica Live.
No.
Brandy says,
Yeah,
this
that's where the dead end
is
was.
awesome.
No,
Thank
could've
you, man.
taken-
This is our baby. We're excited to do this today. This is our first one. I'm glad you guys are here.
If you're here watching this is a first ever. This is crazy. Okay.
Make a U-turn, then turn right onto Woodlawn Avenue.
Okay, sorry, we're trying to figure this out where it is because it's like, why does it say we're driving backwards? What's happening? Okay, this is it.
Thank you, DeQuinto.
What?
There's a
Oh,
lot
this
going on.
house looks kind of vintage.
Oh, look, it is.
Go to camera 4.
It's a camera 4. Okay, so
Camera 4. Oh, I don't have it on. Sorry. Here we go.
it would be
There
like
we go. So this
Up
is what
there?
they're looking
Yeah.
at
Cincinnati Park.
right now.
So guys, in order to get to our point, we have to walk like right through there.
Okay.
Let's do it.
See what we
Is it in the field?
Adventure.
Okay. No, it's like between the house and a street.
Okay.
like a main one of our main.
So you should be able to access it, which is great.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be good.
Awesome. Hey, Katie from Australia. Thanks for joining us. If you guys are just joining, vintage is what we're looking for. So we'll pop that back up. This is their 4th point today in a row here. Chain 4 together. Some really good finds. If you just joined now, I do recommend you go back and watch it later to see the first 3. They're pretty great, especially 1 and 2. So everyone's kind of getting settled here. We're gonna go behind this to the side of the fence. Got a little wind. Sorry about that.
See if you can see into their backyard.
I'm gonna drop 5 out of there because it's kind of not helping us at all.
Go up there and see if you can.
Kind of sweet. Just like equipment. Like doing construction back here.
Huh.
Oh, an older looking house, older door.
Yeah. The fence structure is strange. Like, is it just that there's a lot of rows of fences? Definitely a vintage house. The ditch itself is vintage. Building a pool. Yeah, maybe. We'll see if we can get some clarity on where the point is for everyone watching here, because it seems like they're trying to get right into it.
Dude, for real.
Really?
It's sledding.
What is it, Cameron?
I don't know. I don't know if it's sleeping up. Steep enough? Oh yeah, you get a good. You start here.
If you
gotta
have
run.
if you have like a good amount of snow, yeah, get a good run in. That's a good hill.
Is it steep? I can't tell. Oh yeah, it does. Behind Auburn, it does look steep.
A little bit.
This
Why
is
is there just one fire hydrant right here?
because this used to be a street. Can I see? Or what's your? I'm going the wrong way. This is the road, but it's not here anymore. But it did used to be. Don't you think? Like someone could park there.
Yeah, because we were opening here.
Maybe it used to be an old gravel like.
It kind of seems like an alleyway, but maybe it was a road at one point.
I'll walk down a little further.
Oh, there's your sledding hill.
Oh, gee.
Look at how steep. Oh, that'd be so fun on a board.
Yeah, that's what I think too. That it had to be. It had to be a street.
Christy Jane, thanks for joining us. Different timing here. Cannot miss your live. Thank you.
Go down, then you go right back up.
Looks like an old railway line. Wizardry says. An old
There's
railway line.
look,
Could
there's a
be.
freaking manhole here. A street for sure.
Yeah, this definitely. Okay, so this is what we've discovered. This definitely used to be like an active street because there's a manhole. There's like bricks.
That's actually pretty sweet.
So you guys found a vintage street.
There we go.
A vintage road.
A vintage road. I've never even heard of such a thing. That's awesome.
It's completely buried over time, or something like that.
Yeah.
And the point is like right where you guys are?
Yes.
Wow.
And
That
it's
is
from
bizarre.
a very old manhole, basically.
An old manhole. A vintage manhole.
I kind of still want to walk a little further. Okay. If that's okay.
Alright, so they're gonna go a little bit farther along here, it looks like. You can kind of see a couple of people's cameras moving along there.
Oh,
Whoa!
oh, there it is.
What?
Okay, over here a little bit.
Bikes in the yard? What are those? Plows?
Yeah, it looks like more
More plows.
plows.
Huh. Wow.
Look at that old looking bike way over there.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying vintage bicycle on the chat.
That bike is so jammed.
Like so rusty.
Chopper handles.
Go get a ride on it.
Dual suspension. Shut up.
Okay, this is
I
our
would.
spot.
What are those Carsen? Top of your head.
That is cool. Very vintage. Right off the point. Definitely in the radius of the point. Maybe it's vintage farmland. It could be.
Man, I do kind of want to go hit that bike.
Guys, that lamp says Centennial. Oh my god!
They found another Centennial? Are you kidding me? When they first started this journey, the first street they turned down was Centennial. And we were talking about how that means 100. Oh my goodness. You cannot make this up. Hold on a second.
Carsen, what do you think?
Let me pop this up
Pretty
on
sweet.
Solo.
Starless Centennial.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Holy crap.
I like that we started with Centennial. That's cool.
Literally started and ended the journey of Centennial on vintage. That's a vintage lamppost. Wow.
Well, coming back on soon.
I feel this gas
Gas lamp is cool.
gas lamp is so old.
That is cool too. Let me get a shot of that one up here for everybody. Oh, we just went off it. There we go. I kind of see it. That is pretty cool. That whole yard's full of treasure.
You want to?
Here's that bike.
Oh yeah,
Kind of cool.
definitely vintage. 80s, you'd say, Cameron?
What's it say? Prowler? Maybe.
80s, yeah. Is it a Huffy? Huffy Prowler.
Yeah,
Let's look
it
that
is.
up. Let's look up Huffy Prowler and see if there's like a year attached to that at all.
really, really rusted.
They're super vintage. I can't get a year on it, but all the pictures are definitely vintage.
Everything. Okay, David, is there anything else you want to see from us before we leave this awesomely vintage area that we found, Randonautica?
No, that was a wonderful, wonderful find. Like the road itself, but also this spot right off the road. This is crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, we hit Plows twice. We hit Centennial twice. We had the Beatles. We had Harrison, Washington. I mean, we found a vintage shed on our point. Like, what a trip.
What a trip. What a trip.
All right, well, we're going to head back to the car then, I think.
All right, let's sign off. We'll wrap up for now.
Signing off. Maybe we'll just keep one camera on you. Let's go to the car and then we'll say bye.
Okay, they're going to go to the car and say bye, guys.
Okay.
If you have any questions for them, let's get them in the chat now so that I can relay them to them when they're in the car and they have a little better stability of their signal.
Is mine off?
You can leave yours on.
Oh.
The pipe is a storm cellar. Huh. Interesting.
I can't believe this. Like, this is totally an old road.
Bye, Amber. Thanks for joining us. If you are... That is loud. Woo. Hold on a second, guys. Let's get that out of there. That was too loud for me. So they are going to go back to the car, and we are going to talk to them for a minute. If you have any questions for them, this is basically the end of the journey. We did 4 points, 3 really good ones, 1, 2, and 4. But 3 kind of led us to stuff along the way also. So yeah, sorry, Christy Jane, that was very loud. Sorry about that. So if you have any questions, put them in there now, and then we're going to wrap up here in a few minutes. I think we are going to do this again. This is going to be a regular thing. I'm going to try to do the intentions maybe in the first 10 minutes with people in the chat. So if we do schedule them, try to jump on and give us your suggestions. We'll talk through them and pick one together. That would be awesome. Thank you to everyone for being here. We had honestly many more than we thought we would for the first one. And this is kind of still a trial for us. So we're very excited to continue doing it. Bring different groups on. We love the Room 2 guys. I'm sure they'll be back. But we cannot wait to do more. So if you are leaving now, thank you very much. If you have any questions for them, we're going to talk to them for a minute here. Hey, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
What's
So,
up?
what's up? So that was amazing.
Yeah. Couldn't have been better, honestly. Like,
I think we struck gold for sure. We really got our intention.
Which was the favorite of the 4 stops? What was your favorite?
I had that bed frame definitely was a big one. Yeah, the couch or whatever was in that old abandoned shed, and what we think is an abandoned house. We don't know. There was a light on.
Yeah, we found out there was a light on afterwards.
No, we didn't.
No, it didn't.
I don't know what
There
they're
was
talking
There
about.
was no one in there.
Yeah, after that second one, I definitely didn't expect us to find anything better, but that was an awesome location too. Everything in that backyard was vintage.
Oh, the owners of this house just pulled in. Good thing we
so
didn't.
we're gonna move.
And their license plate says llama.
Mama.
It's interesting. Yeah.
Jennifer Samples wants to know which one of the items that you found gave you the strangest vibe.
In a weird way, I would almost say the playbook, the sports playbook, mostly because it was like,
Yes.
like, wow, this is something people used, and we're looking at it right now, and they used to
In the 90s.
use it in the same fashion 30 years ago.
Yeah, totally. And it's just like stuck in time, just out in the shed since the 90s.
I'll add something to that. So maybe not drive around for a second, just park so we can stay static.
Once I get up here.
So the only other person to do live stream this, I don't know exactly what he does, but he's on Twitch, and his name's Ice Poison or something like that. And he did a live Randonautica when like first was in like last year, and the thing that he came across baseball field that had the coach's book, and the coach had his name, his like exact name on the player's list. So the second ever like true live stream ever happened that had an audience also found the same thing that was in what?
I did not know
Like
this.
we can go back and look at this. This video exists online, and it's from like probably a year ago this time, or earlier even.
Wow.
It's
So
just full circle.
yeah, time is weird. Like
So
I also
we
have to say
had.
the Centennial old lamp.
Go ahead.
That tied it all together for me too. Like, what are the chances that it said Centennial?
All
We were
the-
talking
all the
about
red
it
names
100
and then
years
coming back.
that's pretty crazy.
on a vintage lamp.
Yeah.
There were a lot of lamps back there.
Yeah. All right.
All
Well, I
right,
guess
guys.
that wraps up our vintage.
That wraps up our
since
very
start-
first one. Yeah. Thank you guys all for being there so much. It was a great trip, really successful, probably more successful than we would have even thought. We had a great audience here. Thank you all for being here. I look at my comments down here, so that's why I look down there when I say thank you. But great show. Really fun first one. I had a blast with you five and everyone in here, and we're looking forward to doing this again, guys. So keep subscribe to the channel. Keep an eye out for notifications for the next one. All right, guys. Take care. Bye.
Bye.